The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Pauline Verzosa. Unlike in the previous hearings, Vice President Sara Duterte finally agrees to take an oath as a resource person. Marian Enriquez gives us a recap of the hearing yesterday.
The House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability started its 7th hearing with a discussion of what transpired over the weekend and how Zuleika Lopez is doing. The OVP Chief of Staff skipped the inquiry and presented documents stating she has acute stress disorder. But House Deputy Speaker J.J. Suarez is not buying this.
Totoo po na meron po siyang certificate of confinement. Kaso lang hindi po naman po sinasabi dito ng kanyang mga doktor na hindi po siya physically incapable of attending today's hearing. Hindi binanggit dito na dahil sa kanyang kondisyon, hindi siya makakarating.
Lopez's contempt citation was supposed to be lifted on Monday, but ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro moved to extend Lopez's detention by 5 more days, which Vice President Sara Duterte tried to stop.
Wala na po tayong...
Mr. Chair, respectfully, may I say something?
But the House panel refused to let Duterte go on until she does one thing first.
Honorable Vice
Mr. Chair?
President, before I recognize you, would you like to take your oath?
Yeah.
I
Mr.
will only
Chair.
recognize you if you will take your oath.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do this.
After taking the oath, Duterte was unstoppable.
You need to reconsider that extension of your detention. It was illegal in the first place.
If our action of detaining your chief of staff is against the law, I think the proper remedy, and I think you're a lawyer,
Yes, sir.
the proper remedy is to go to the court.
I will go to court.
Opo, pero
Oo,
that is
pero
where...
araw-araw, you are depriving a person of her liberty while I await.
That is the decision of the committee as a whole. Sana po, respetuhin po ninyo.
Yes, sir.
Kung meron pong
Okay.
remedy, alam naman po ninyo bilang abogado na tama po yung sinasabi ni Congressman Acop, pwede po tayong mag-file ng relief sa court.
Okay. Tinutulungan ko lang kayo, sir, kasi napapahiya ang Pilipinas. Ganito ba ang House of Representatives?
More exchanges of words when it came time to ask one of the 4 OVP staff present in the hearing, DepEd Special Disbursing Officer Edward Fajardo. Since he handles confidential funds, Fajardo was asked about checks amounting to 112 million pesos. But Duterte insisted on documents as proof of such disbursement.
Wala
dapat
kaming
ganon.
kakapain
Proper.
dito, ma'am.
Pero dapat
Walang
pakinggan mo.
1 minute recess declared by the chair.
Well, point of order.
Only lawmakers can raise points of order or questions on rules of a hearing. None of Duterte's known allies was present at the time to do this. Meantime, Fajardo confirmed that he only spoke to Duterte and a security officer named Colonel Dennis Nolasco when it came to DepEd confidential funds. Nolasco supposedly received all money withdrawn from Land Bank, which at one point averaged 4 to 6 million pesos per week.
Ngayon sinasabi niyo po sa amin na binigay po yung responsibilidad kay Colonel Nolasco. Hindi niyo po mapinpoint kung saan napunta yung pera. Dahil ang mas may alam po dito ay yung security officer po ninyo.
Yes, Your Honor, kasi siya po ang designated security officer. Siya po ang expert doon sa paggawa po nun. Siya lang po yung sa field.
You have never had any interaction whatsoever with any of the recipients of the money.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you cannot verify po the truthfulness of the ARs that you receive.
Sino po ang nagbigay ng pahintulot o ng kapangyarihan para si Colonel Nolasco po ang mag-disburse ng pera?
Your Honor, si VP Sara po.
Dapat kayo po ang nagdi-disperse. So you cannot designate that authority and that power to anybody else.
Later on in an ambush interview, Duterte no longer answered questions raised in the hearing. When asked if she will take her case against what she believes is the House's meddling to the Supreme Court, she had this to say.
We don't trust anyone anymore in this country. We don't expect justice anymore in this country. This is clear political harassment. This is clear political persecution.
For News 5, I'm Marian Enriquez. We are One News.
The House Committee on Good Governance and Public Accountability has extended the detention of Vice President Sara Duterte's Chief of Staff, Attorney Zuleika Lopez. Lopez was supposed to be free yesterday, but she will stay in contempt until 10 days. This is after she skipped the House hearing on the OVP's confidential fund spending yesterday. In a letter sent to the House committee, Lopez said she cannot attend the hearing due to acute stress disorder. She is currently confined at the Veterans Memorial Medical Center in Quezon City. Well, Senator Amy Marcos remains mum on the back and forth between her brother, President Marcos, and close friend, Sara Duterte. Amy refused to comment on Duterte's death threats against Marcos and on the president's reactions.
But were you surprised?
Hindi nga papakinggan ko nga kaya ako mag-comment.
Meanwhile, Senator Dela Rosa defended his move to visit Duterte and her chief of staff, saying he was there to help a friend.
Yung vice presidente umiiyak, humihingi ng tulong. Oh, ako, mabayaan ko ba na hindi ako pupunta? That's the second highest official of the land. Wala man lang taga-gobyerno na tumulong.
Meanwhile, Senate President Cheese Escudero urged those who are close to Duterte to advise her from possibly making criminal statements. Escudero said the VP should seek help so she can regain calm and composure. The northeast monsoon, or amihan, continues to affect northern Luzon. Cloudy skies with rains are expected over Cagayan Valley, Cordillera, and Aurora. Ilocos region, meanwhile, will experience isolated light rains also because of amihan. Now, scattered rains are expected over Mindanao due to the intertropical convergence zone. The ITCZ is where trade winds from the northern and southern hemispheres converge. Meralco has arrested over 600,000 electricity thieves since 2005. This is what the electricity distributor reported to senators during the inquiry on its franchise renewal. Senator Raffy Tulfo raised concerns about reports of customers paying for the electricity stolen from them. In response, Meralco EVP and COO Ronnie Aperecho explained their latest efforts in combating electricity thieves.
Doon mo sa mga areas na medyo, I would say, talamak ho yung nakawan ng kuryente, ang mabisang pamamaraan lang para at least ma-address namin yung theft, iangat namin yung metro sa mas mataas na elevation para medyo maiwasan ho yung tahasang pagnanakaw ng kuryente.
Meralco also unveiled their plans to transfer their wires underground. Meralco said this move adapts to storm resiliency and addresses the issues of spaghetti wires. Meralco and One News under Signal are part of the MVP group of companies. Now, are you tired of complaining about high electricity bills? Well, one family in Laguna is using a do-it-yourself solar-powered battery bank to address that problem. Para bigyan ng mukha ang balita, Mobile Journal, Evan Tarinque.
Napakahalaga ng kuryente sa panahon ngayon, lalo na kapag may kalamidad. Kaya naman ang nakilala ko mula San Pablo, Laguna, gumawa ng sarili nilang battery bank. Maraming Pilipino ang nananatiling walang akses sa kuryente, lalo na sa mga liblib na lugar. Ang solusyon dito ni Jessie Abarquez, isang DIY battery bank. Sinacharge ito gamit ang solar energy. 100,000 pesos ang pinuhunan niya para sa solar panels at battery noong 2020. Simula noon, 4 na taon na silang hindi nagbabayad ng kuryente at nakagawa pa sila ng DIY battery station na konektado sa buong bahay nila. Nagagamit nila ito sa kanilang freezer, TV at iba pang mga gadget.
Kailangan yung battery mo ay kayang supplyan yung inyong appliances. Mas magandang yung susubra pa yung capacity kaysa magkulang. Kapag kulang ang araw para ma-charge gamit ang solar energy, maaaring i-plug ang system sa 220-volt outlet bilang alternatibong paraan ng pag-charge. Mayroon ding mas maliit na bersyon ng DIY battery bank na may kapasidad na 90,000 mAh. Sapat na para mag-charge ng electronic devices at tumagal ng ilang araw. Napakalaking tulong nito sa mga emergency situation kung saan mahalaga ang kuryente. Pwede ka dito mag-charge ng cellphone, ng ilaw, pwede ka magkabit dito ng ilaw, magsaksak. Ayan. Ginagamit namin dito pagka yung solar setup namin ay nalulubat siya. Ito yung pinaka-backup ko rin. Ang battery na gamit ni Jessie para sa kanyang proyekto
ay dose-dose ng batteries na nabibili online. Ngunit paalala niya, hindi basta-basta ang paggawa ng DIY battery banks dahil kuryente ang pinag-uusapan dito. Kailangan kasi lagyan ng mga safety features ang mga ito para maiwasan ang mga aksidente.
Meron naman yung mga protection device katulad ng BMS, active balancer. Kailangan mayroon talagang mga safety device para yung mga DIY mo ay safe.
Kaya hindi natin alam kung kailan tatama ang kalamidad. Pero gaya ni Kuya Jesse, better ang always ready. Mobile Journal, Ivan Taringki po hatid ang muka ng balita.
And those are the top stories of the hour. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.